Hey everyone, so one of the main questions that we are receiving is what is the difference between the new Flex themes and our existing themes? Now, to make it clear, a lot of the functionality and how things operate in the backend, the admin, are the same. The main difference that everyone will notice initially with this first version of Flex themes, and they will evolve as we do have a roadmap for Flex themes, will be that when you go to a page, and we'll use an example, you'll go to the pages, for example, here, and we'll go to About A, and we'll see this page. Each of these sections are a block. Now, with the existing themes, a lot of these blocks, let's say, for example, this one, would have the title, description, and the body. You'll have an image on the right, and you can change the image. You can change it from the right to the left. You can change the background. Well, the options are hard locked, meaning that you have limited options within that sectional block. Now, if you wanted to make this larger, you wanted to change this, you would have limitations, meaning you could make these larger, the text larger and so forth, but you couldn't just rearrange it. Now, with Flex, you can do that. So I'll dive in here, go to the About section, click to make sure that you're clicked into layout. And then here, you would see there's the block. So you'll always see the auto preview of what things look like. And when you click edit, you'll open the builder. And inside this builder, you can now select any of the options. So you can click shift and you could basically change these to be anywhere. And you can, of course, make this larger and then change the text and make it larger or smaller, whichever works best. Change the different font variations based on what you've added. And you can really change the entire option of how things are aligned and change the positions, change the background color. So you can do a lot with the entire section. Now, with the existing themes, you're not able to do that. And that's the main difference, is that you would have an option whereby inside this section, I'll dive right back out. Inside this section, for example, I'll go to somewhere which is fixed, something like this, you will have just slide out bars here that you can make edits and changes. So that just means that you, in many ways, are limited as to what you can and cannot do with the sections and margins, and it's listed like this. So it's not that it's a bad thing, it's just that you have limited functionality and control over the more creative blocks of your page. And the next thing, which is really key and important here, is that you can dive into the mobile. Now, the mobile by default will pull a lot of the options into place. However, know that because you can create any custom layout, you will want to make sure that you tweak and customize your mobile version as well to make sure that it looks the way you want. Now, there's a few other ways you can do this. You can always add in sections like this, and you could put in grids, so you make sure that your alignments are always matched up. You could do a lot of other options and bring in some of these for central positioning, and of course, the edging or 0. My favorite is the grid. It's just easier. It's less obtrusive, though it helps to really see the positioning when you're doing more creative layouts. So you could easily work with clicking these and moving them around wherever you want them to be. So it just gives you that control to really just play and be creative with whatever you want. And you can, of course, make these become larger, and you can work by the grid so you're not losing the aspect ratios like so. But either way, when you double click it, you can, of course, always change the alignment here. So I'll show you an example like this, and you could work with something like that. Not that you would want to have negative space, but the options are there. So those are all things that come with the Flex Block Builder, and you can, of course, save these blocks and make edits, and then always reuse them and make edits through all the additional layout blocks that are built in, and change them out and keep adding sections. So if you were to change it to this one, you then have complete control over that as well. Whereas before, again, you would just have the slider options. So hopefully that comparison allows you to know the main difference between the flexibility in design and control over the pages, more so than the galleries and the standard options inside WordPress, which do remain pretty similar.